that they're continuing and even growing?
I'm not surprised at the fact that this anger continues because the government hasn't addressed the grievances over the years and also over the course of the past weeks. But I'm very surprised by the courage and bravery that these protesters are showing, women, young girls, and allies that have essentially risked their lives staying on the streets for 4 weeks. Now we're seeing schoolgirls, high schoolers, also joining the protests, either inside their schools or outside. Very iconic images. And it's incredible because the crackdown and the violence has also been massive. And in the face of that violence, it's incredible that people are still braving the security forces and continuing their protests.
You mentioned the schoolgirls. It's absolutely fascinating and to watch from the outside. You know, they're inside their schools chanting. They're out in the streets taking off their hijabs. How unprecedented is this?
It's in this shape and form and in this magnitude is pretty unprecedented. I was a little girl in Iran. I went to school in Iran and Tehran, and the mandatory hijab that's imposed on girls from first grade, from 7 years of age, it's something that bothers a lot of girls. It's very humiliating, it's discriminatory, and it bothers you when you're playing, when you're doing sports, when you're trying to study. So it's been something that girls have been slowly pushing back against, but in this magnitude, it's unprecedented. And also the images, because a lot of these girls are filming themselves and then posting the images on social media or being filmed by other citizen reporters, which is giving courage to other schoolgirls to also join them. So in a way, it's been a continuation of 4 decades of resistance against this discrimination, but in this magnitude, it's just unprecedented.
Negar, one of the other things that we've seen that also is a little unprecedented, well, it dates back to the 1979 revolution when it seems like we last saw this, is the oil and gas workers joining in the protests.
It is incredible, yes. The oil and gas strikes were actually one of the final blows to the previous regime and one of the most important steps of the revolution, as historians put it. It really crippled the country and the economy when the oil and gas workers went on strikes. It's one of the main, if not the biggest industry.
And why do you think? What is the oil and gas workers? I mean, to one degree, we can see women and girls. It is very much a feminist uprising. How do the male oil and gas workers feed into this?
Well, it's an intersectional uprising. It is, the core of it is this feminist fight for equality and their dignity and their basic rights, but it's also, there's a lot of layers of grievances that haven't been addressed by the state over the years, and they're piling up. And every time there's a round of protests, regardless of the spark, all these intersectional communities join in. So there's political grievances, economic, social. There's even pressure on artists, filmmakers, athletes, and the same thing goes for the workers when you talk about the economy.
You know, I want to also, as a reminder, say that this protest movement is not just about women wanting to uncover their heads. Part of this feminist movement is also for some radical social change. Tell us about some of the family laws that they're protesting.
Sure. So the discrimination is not only in the form of this mandatory hijab or the dress code. There's a lot of discrimination in family law, in marriage and divorce, child custody, inheritance, in work, essentially in women's personal and professional lives. For example, a woman can't travel outside the country without permission from her husband. So there was this case of an athlete in the national team whose husband didn't give her permission to travel for an international competition. So the team traveled and this athlete had to stay behind. Women feel like they're being treated like second-class citizens because of these discriminatory laws.
Just finally, Negar, some have called for these protests to be referred to as the new Iranian revolution. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's a feminist revolution, a women's revolution. So regardless of what happens politically, this in a way is a revolution. So it's difficult to predict as far as the political future. Would this be the end of the regime? It's hard to speculate because the state has also used a lot of brutal violence in the past to crack down on protesters. So I don't want to speculate as far as what comes next, but I see it in its own way, a women's revolution that is going to change how women are seen and treated regardless of who rules over the country.
Negar Mortazavi is an Iranian-American journalist and host of the Iran podcast. Negar, thank you.
Thank you so much.
The latest news is just ahead. Here and Now is a production of NPR and WBUR. I'm Deepa Fernandez along with Robin Young. It's Here and Now.
Funding for Here and Now comes from the listeners of WBUR Boston and from Indeed, designed to be an end-to-end hiring solution to help businesses attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Learn more at Indeed.com/NPR.
A single-family home is both a physical thing and an idea. The physical thing is, of course, a house, usually a yard in the back, sometimes a garage in the front. But it's also this kind of vision people have of what a neighborhood should look like, what a neighborhood should feel like, what a community should be.
I'm Sabrina Tavernisi. That's Today on The Daily from The New York Times.
Weekday evenings at 6:30 on Radio IQ.
Radio IQ is supported by Mangum Associates, an independent, values-driven investment advisor and part of the Central Virginia community for over 30 years. Details at mangamassociates.com. And from Roanoke College, providing students with personal, dynamic, academic experiences. Roanoke College's purpose is to help students find theirs. More at roanoke.edu.
Radio IQ is broadcasting in digital on WVTF Roanoke, WRIQ Charles City Richmond, WURV Richmond, WVTU Charlottesville, WVTW Charlottesville, WVTR Marion, WISC FM Wise.
Good afternoon. I would like to introduce from BAPS Priyansi. Priyansi will provide us today our invocation. She will give us a little bit of information about BAPS, and then she will talk about the invocation that she'll provide us, and she'll do it in her native language, and then she will translate it for us. So when you are ready, let us know. And then when you're done, I would ask everyone to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. What she has told me is, in their culture, you may stand up if you want, but on the other hand, you can remain seating and fold your hands as she goes forward with her invocation. So please.
Thank you, Chairman Mahoney. I am honored to be here today representing the BAPS Hindu Mandir of Roanoke, Virginia. Mandir is a word known as a place of worship. Today, I'm here to offer a special Hindu prayer for peace and stability in the world. The prayer is known as the Shanti Path. Shanti translates as peace and Path translates as descent. Join me as I verse the Shanti Path. Om Harihi Om Adyohu Shantirantariksha Gun Shantihi Prithvi Shantirapaha Shantiropadaya Shantihi वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वगुण शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि जतो यतः सनिहसे ततो नो अभयन् कुरु शन्नः गुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः वशुभ्यः विश्वानि देव सविततुरिता निपराशुवा जद्वत्रन्तन्न आशुवा ॐ शान्तिः 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 सुशान्तिर्भवतु सर्वारिष्टशान्तिर्भवतु. Each verse in this prayer brings peace and offers a prayer for peace in all beings of the universe. For example, in the first verse, we extended our prayers for peace for the sky and in the space. In the second verse, we offered our prayers for peace in the earth, water, and plants. The third verse, we extended our prayers for peace in the trees, the gods who preside over all elemental forms of nature, and finally, in the Brahman, who is known as the absolute consciousness. In the fourth verse, we extended our prayers for peace and said that peace is pervading everywhere, inside and out, and may your life be fulfilled with peace. And in the fifth verse, where I said, Om Shantihi, 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 it translates as peace, peace, peace. May your life be fulfilled with peace. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for allowing me and giving me the opportunity to speak with the Roanoke County Board of Supervisors today. May peace be with all. Thank you.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon and welcome to our meeting for October 11th, 2022. Regular meetings are held on the second and fourth Tuesdays at 3 o'clock p.m. Public hearings are held at 7 o'clock p.m. on the fourth Tuesday of each month. Deviations from this schedule will be announced. The meetings are broadcast live on RVTV Channel 3 and will be rebroadcast on Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Board of Supervisor meetings can also be viewed online through Roanoke County's website at www.roanokecountyva.gov. Our meetings are closed captioned, so it is important for everyone to speak directly into the microphones at the podium. So it's individuals who require assistance or special arrangements to participate in or attend Board of Supervisor meetings should contact the clerk to the board at 540-772-2005 at least 48 hours in advance. And finally, please turn off all cell phones or place them on silent. Opening ceremonies. Item A1. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Peters?
Here.
Mrs. Hooker? Here. Mr. Norworth?
Here.
Mr. Radford?
Here.
Mr. Mahoney?
Here. Item B, request to postpone, add, or change the agenda order. Does any board member want to change the order of our agenda? Mr. Kaywood?
No changes, sir.
And Mr. Lubeck?
No, sir. Thank you.
Item C1, first reading of ordinances. C1 is an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Administration, of Article 5, County Board Organization and Procedures, Section 2-113, Order of Business, deleting the separate consent agenda for requests for public hearings and first reading of rezoning ordinances. Mr. Lubeck.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board.
Section 2-113 of the Roanoke County Code, as you know, sets forth the order of business for Board of Supervisor meetings by setting forth the sequence of business matters. Section 2-113 designates two separate consent agendas, one for requests for the first reading of zoning matters and one for all other matters. And it has been proposed that for the sake of efficiency, the separate consent agenda for the first reading of rezoning matters be deleted from the order of business, and that all consent agenda matters, may be addressed together. Of course, the second reading and public hearings for rezoning matters will continue to be set separately from the consent agenda. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Does any board member have a question of Mr. Lubick?
Has there ever been a time in history that they've rejected on the first reading?
Not that I know of, sir.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
I guess I would hope, and Mr. Lubick, correct me, I would anticipate that if we had an issue like that, as we do with any consent agenda item, any board member could remove that item from that consent agenda for additional discussion. And then at that point, if there was a concern or question or negative vote to reject something, I think we could do it there.
That's why I was asking. I think historically speaking, we have not ever had a problem with the first reading anyway, so I think this is a good thing.
I can't recall ever having that issue. I think particularly with respect to rezoning applications, the applicant always has the right to come forward and ask us to make a decision. So I think in those instances, we always go forward, even though we may have some concerns about the rezoning application. At least we push it forward at that first reading and schedule a second reading and public hearing, so we can go forward at that time. Any other questions, Mr. Lubick? If not, I would ask for a motion to approve the first reading and schedule our second reading for October 25.
I'll motion.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. Norworth?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. Item D is second reading of ordinances. D1 is an ordinance accepting and appropriating $290,700 and further appropriating $75,000 of capital fund reserves for the purchase of approximately 56 acres to expand public access to Reed Mountain Preserve, Holland's Magisterial District. Ms. Webb.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. There have been no changes since the first reading on September 28th. I'll be happy to take any questions or concerns from the board. Otherwise, staff recommend approval of the second ordinance, please.
Any questions of Ms. Webb? If not, I would seek a motion to approve this ordinance.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve item D1. Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. Norworth?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lindsay. Item E on our agenda is appointments. Does any board member have an appointment that has not been otherwise given to the clerk? Seeing none. Item F, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered by the board to be routine and will be enacted by one resolution in the form or forms listed below. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Members of the board, we have 7 items on our consent agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution approving the consent agenda?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. Norworth?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. Item G is citizen comments and communications. I have no requests. Any citizen in the audience who wish to speak to us? I think George does.
I'm not sure we want to hear what he has to say.
Oh, okay. Item H is reports. I would ask for a motion to receive and file the 3 reports that we have on our agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. Norworth?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. Item I, reports and inquiries of board members. First member up is Mr. Peters.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I would, just a couple things, is one that the Fall Festival was held this past week and had a really good turnout. I think we had a wonderful weekend for the weather. I was asked to also let everybody know that the downtown trunk or treat, whatever they call it, will be on October 27th in downtown Benton from 3 to 5. So be careful when you're down there because there's a lot of kids in downtown Benton. So that's all I have for today.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hooker.
Nothing at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. North.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On October 4th, as a VACO stakeholder, I participated in the Virginia Counties VDOT Stakeholder Committee reviewing House Bill 275, which is carried by Delegate Coiner, which established a stakeholder group to review the legislation. This deals with secondary street acceptance regulations. The goal is to make minor amendments to allow local governments, the development community, and VDOT to reduce the number of connections to existing stub-outs. On October 6th, I participated in the National Counties Transportation Steering Committee call dealing with U.S. Department of Transportation grants under the Inflation Reduction Act, and I'll be sharing more on that with the board later this week. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Radford.
I have nothing new to report, Mr. Chair.
And I have nothing to report. We have set a land speed record, 315. With that, ladies and gentlemen, item J on our agenda is closed meeting. I move that we go into closed session pursuant to the Code of Virginia, Section 2.2, 3711A7, to consult with legal counsel regarding probable litigation where such consultation or briefing in open session would adversely affect the negotiating or litigating posture of the public body. Legal counsel has a reasonable basis to believe that litigation may be commenced against the county by a known party. I so move. I ask for a second.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mrs. Hooker?
Yes.
Mr. North?
Yes.
Mr. Radford?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes. We will now recess. We will go to the third floor, and we will go into closed session with the Roanoke County Planning Commission.
So there is a feeling of impunity, the feeling of violence, and people are afraid of losing jobs or losing lives, and this creates this total feeling of fear. Before, like 2-3 years ago, I was in jail 4 times, for example. I was also in prison, was also beaten, also tortured. But what happened to me years before, it's not comparable.